camina entre la gente haciéndose notar. Y no me importa lo que diga ninguna chica fina. Ella vive la vida de una superstar. That's my girl, ella es como es. She doesn't really care about what people say. Se pone como loca para venirme a ver, porque quiere bailar como Sexto y Hey, fanática, te lo dije, es mi chica fantástica. Que esto tiene su paso. Erótica y frenética delante de la cámara. Eres mi fanática, eres mi chica fantástica. Porque se pone erótica y frenética delante de la cámara. She's a VIP, but you can call her honey. If you show some class and you got big money. Me invita pa' su party, dice que soy su daddy. Eso que todos pagan, yo la gozo de gratis. Le da lo mismo la moral y la virtud. Dice que está gozando por su juventud. She twerking on my bed with the sugar bum bum. Porque le gustan los salseros con actitud.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in the Ramirez podcast. I got a very special returning guest.
Hey.
Vicky from VS Patricia Beauty. How are you, Vicky, today?
Good. Thanks.
Are you happy to be back?
Me. Yeah.
Did you want to come back?
I did.
Liar.
I wanted to make.
Jonah's coming in hot.
Oops, I forgot the mic was on.
I wanted to make another appearance from the last time.
Okay.
Sure.
What has changed in your life since roughly a year ago when we did the last episode?
Oh my God. So the last time, I think I was like postpartum 3 months. So I just had my daughter.
Second baby?
Yeah, second baby. So now I have a whole new baby, my son, Romeo, and he's 7 months. So a lot has changed.
So this amazing woman, ladies and gentlemen, has created 3 humans.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
In 3 years.
What is the difference between Victoria before the 3 babies and Victoria now?
Holy crap.
No pressure.
It's literally, I am the same person, but now I have 100 times more of the responsibility. So now it forces me to change every single day and mold myself into a better person because I have so much more responsibilities. I wouldn't be able to complete the things that I need to do in a day if I didn't constantly change and grow. It's crazy. I thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so different from before the kids. I am.
And what's crazy is that's only like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, technically.
Do you think I'm different from before the kids?
I didn't know you that much before the kids, though. That's the thing.
Just a glimpse. Like, I'm the same.
You're the same person. I think
Okay.
as you get older, you get less goofy. That's kind of like my.
Yeah.
Jonah's still goofy, but
I'm
he's
still goofy.
not as goofy though.
You were
Cause-
funnier before.
yeah,
so I was
you're
trying to
funnier.
say.
Yeah, because we're live, so I have to.
You have to behave and get paid.
Exactly, I don't get paid because then I get bitched at by my boss.
There you go, Vicky. What's your advice to people that have kids, entrepreneurs, women out there? Women's Day just passed.
We were actually just talking about this before the show started. Honestly, everybody is different. All moms, every person, every parent. And you can't compare yourself to anybody else. I mean, we make it look easy on social media. We make it look blissful and fruitful. And there's a lot of hard days. I would say maybe just don't compare. Focus on your custom, unique routine on what works for you and just make it work. If it takes you a week, if it takes you a year, if it takes you 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's going to be different than how I do my life and how I run my business. I mean, if I was comparing to other moms online, yeah, I would say, why aren't I successful in a year? And I don't want to do that. I know it's going to take me a while. And as long as I'm consistent, I know I'll get there. You can't compare. That is like the worst thing.
Yeah.
Suicide. social suicide.
Stop putting yourself in comparison to other
Yeah,
people.
you can't do that.
So my question to you.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But you have 3 kids that are
Yeah.
yours. How do you stay sane with 3 kids, all toddlers? One kid's throwing their yogurt.
Oh, yeah, they are.
The other one's tossing the rice bowl everywhere.
Oh, yeah, the race ball.
And the third one is whipping
Taking off his diaper.
taking off his diaper.
Yeah.
How do you stay sane?
I live in moments, so I also know that I have to appreciate what I have. So I know that like every day I'll probably cry and maybe I'll watch a movie makes me sad. I'll look at my son and I'll get sad and it's happiness. But what it is I know one day they're not going to need me. So I try to take those moments and I try to take a lot of videos. I try to enjoy the movies. I try to eat popcorn with them. I try to bend the rules here and there. I try to hug them when they don't want me to hug them. And I try to just be as present as possible at home. Try to be as present as possible at work and try to balance. There is no formula to a real balance work and family relation. Like there's no way. You have to make it work for you. So I just try to be present. Like I'm trying to be present here. When I leave, I'm going to try to be present at home. That's the only thing I can do is just try.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm a big TikTok guy, and I like
Okay.
quoting TikTok things a lot, as you guys noticed from last episode. Jonah hates it, but I don't care.
Okay.
So there was one that said, one day the laundry baskets will disappear.
Yeah, 100%.
One day
Don't make me cry.
the
Don't make me cry.
the mess will stop,
Yeah.
and one day the screaming will stop.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you'll miss those things.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
You know what? Like, just like when I think about, and I thought about this as I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? A year or 2 or 3 ago, I remember partying, being very independent, waking up at any time that I wanted. Of course, I was a workaholic, but I chose to do the things that I did on my terms. Of course. Even if I had a fiance, I had a boyfriend or a partner, I still got to decide what I wanted to do because it was my life. Now my life is not my life. My life is my kids' life. Correct. They are what comes first. And I mean, I'm going to miss it, but at the same time, I just have to enjoy what I have, and that's it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy them, make sure that I just squeeze every bit of happiness I can out of it, and make sure it's, hey, I was present and not regret that I wasn't present. And that's the reason why I'm doing this entrepreneur, this business, and I'm trying to do it for them and create a legacy and just have some time at home. Like, I am a stay-at-home mom. They don't go to the daycare. They're with me 100% of the time, or if they're with my mom or my fiance.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
What were you doing before VS Patricia Beauty?
Well, I was always doing nails. It was always in the back of my mind. It's always been a hobby. I did it in high school. I did it for my friends at Tim Hortons. I did it in stairwells. I did it in my garage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was doing nails all throughout. So when I learned nails in the academy and I went, it wasn't hard for me. All I did was I just pushed myself to try to pursue something outside of what I was used to, corporate, HR, training. And I did a lot of things that we're bilingual. I did a lot of Spanish and English speaking things. And I said, this is not fulfilling me. And people were so rude in the workplace. And I said, let me just try to do something that I like for a change. I can afford it. And I went and I loved it. I did it on the side. And after I got pregnant, I said, let me take this a little bit serious. My fiance is the one that actually pushed me to do that. I think that he saw the potential in me a long time ago. And he said, you need to pursue this. If you don't, you're going to lose the opportunity to have this balance for our kids. And I said, you know what, you're right. And I did it. And I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't anymore.
You said something key there, that you used to do nails in everywhere, stairwells,
everywhere.
You said stairwells?
Absolutely everywhere.
So I went to high school with this guy named Brian, Filipino guy, and he used to cut our hair in the stairwell of our high school. And it's amazing to think back at that, because of where he's at now. And you should never be embarrassed of your craft.
Absolutely not.
Because at the end of the day, it's something you're passionate about, something you want to get better at. And he used to get in so much trouble, like in the stairwell, cutting hair and making all this mess. Obviously, we try to clean up, or we'd move to the washroom or whatever. And now he's cutting like pro athletes. Like some of the Raptors call him to his house. And like to see his progress from like just yesterday, or not just yesterday, but in our minds, it's just yesterday, that he used to cut people's hair in our high school stairwell. And now he's walking into penthouses downtown Toronto, cutting some of the Raptors or whoever, maybe. Yeah,
it's his passion.
His passion.
That's what it is. Yeah. Once you're good at something, it's for you. It could be anything. You could be a mechanic, a baker, a chef. You could do anything. And if you feel that drive and that energy and that burn, just go for it. It could be anything. It doesn't matter what people think. Yeah.
100%. What's 3 biggest accomplishments you'd say in your life, other than your children?
Oh, yeah.
Before you answer that, could you tilt the microphone a little bit up?
Down?
No, up.
Okay.
Up. There you go.
Good?
Yep.
3 biggest accomplishments.
Other than your children.
Other than them, I would say...
Jonathan.
Not you, Jonathan. The Jonathan.
That's
Her
right.
Jonathan.
My
That's
fiance,
why.
Jonathan.
That's why I said it.
Okay, number 1, Jonathan. Even though she didn't want to say that, but Jonah forced him.
He texts me. He texts me. He's like,
Yeah. I don't know. Like, are you watching? Is he watching? Like, I would say remaining consistent. I've always been very proud of myself. And even though no one is saying anything and no one is congratulating me or no one throws parties for me and says, you're doing such a good job, I've always been able to recognize in myself that I am doing the work. I'm putting in the legwork. I'm going the extra mile. I'm going up to people. I'm putting my pride to the side, and I'm trying to get clients. I'm trying to make more money. I'm trying to make it another day, stretch that dollar, stretch that paycheck. So I congratulate myself for that, because in every work or in every job that I've had, I've been able to do that, even with entrepreneurship. And I know that. So I'm proud of myself for that. And then I guess also my second or third thing would have to be where I am now. Like, I have to congratulate myself that, hey, with 3 kids and leaving my old job and, being with my fiance and whatever the circumstances, I could have failed last year. I could have failed during the pandemic. I could have failed and just given up, There's going to be really, really tough days, but the really, really good days are very fruitful, and I'm proud of myself. So I think that right now where I am, I'm very, very proud of myself for sure.
Amen.
Yeah.
So where do you see VS Patricia Beauty going next couple of years? What are your goals? What can you tell us about like what's in the works?
Yeah, so I think the last time I probably was trying to introduce some new services. So what I'm actually doing now is I've already introduced nail classes, and I'm doing teeth whitening classes. So that goes in the spectrum of acrylic, gel. I don't know if you know what that is.
Honestly, I don't, but it sounds amazing.
Acrylic, gel, and now teeth whitening. So anyone that's interested in taking a small course, I do bilingual, and I think I've had a couple
of... You teach in Spanish too?
Yeah, in Spanish also. Yeah, there's a lot of women that come new to the country that are looking to make some extra cash and have reached out and said, hey, like, I don't really know how to communicate with the current person that I'm training with. Would you be able to train me after I take my training? And I've taken them on, no problem, and I'll do that for them. It's basically just being comfortable with me and me being comfortable with that person and making sure that I get them to where they want to be and push them to that limit, because it's not easy, yeah, to make that money. So I'm trying to do that this year. I've been training, and I currently work at a private academy. I can't exactly say where, 2 times weekly, and I'm teaching already over maybe 12, 13 students. So that also I'm doing on the side. So I just want anyone that does inquire to just try their best if we do move forward. But yeah, what I see in the future is continue to do what I'm doing. Hopefully I'll have a bigger team. Right now I can only do what I can with myself. It's very hard to manage with my family and business when I have multiple people in the studio.
Of course.
But hopefully I can start to add more classes, teach more people, meet more clients. I've met a lot of amazing clients and girls that have stuck with me for years. So I'm very grateful for that too. So hopefully I could just expand within the next few years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, Patricia Beauty, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you think is the formula, rough, or in your perspective, because everyone has a different perspective.
True.
What do you think is the formula for a successful entrepreneur?
Okay, so I was thinking about this
Like
too.
the Power Puffs, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Like, yeah, you know, you kind of have to think about it. Do you remember in the pandemic where everyone started doing whatever it took to make money?
Mm-hmm.
And some people stuck with that, and then some people kind of left
Very
that.
true, yeah.
It's like an entrepreneur has that burn no matter what. Like, you could wake up tomorrow, you have that burn. 5 minutes could pass, and that burn is still there. You know, could have been yesterday, could have been a year ago, but that burn is consistent no matter what. And if you feel that burn, you should be an entrepreneur. Like, why are you ignoring that burn, that burning sensation? So everyone at that time that had no way of making money or got laid off or whatever the circumstances, they got the burn because there was no choice. But for an entrepreneur, we had that in our minds before that. We have that right now. I feel like maybe you might have that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, actually,
can you kind of see that?
I just
like,
posted yesterday about that Kevin Hart interview.
Oh, yeah?
Where he said that waking up every day and not seeing progress is one of the biggest grinds of life.
Yeah.
So even for you, like if you were consistently only getting one, like when you started, right?
Yeah.
One nail client a week, one
Yeah.
nail client a week. When is it going to be 2? When is it going to be 3? When is it going to be 4?
Yeah.
And you're consistently posting, consistently trying to get more clients,
Yeah.
stepping up to the next level. That grind, like I posted on my Instagram, is one of the most hardest grinds. Like you could imagine, because you don't see the progress. It's not like you're going to a job.
Yes, it's the post you put on your story.
Yeah, exactly. On a post and on a story, but it's that thing where you don't see progress and you keep striving because of that doubt. Well, not that doubt, but that thought in your mind, like you said, like what if
Exactly.
that burn.
Yeah, it's a burn. And I believe that any entrepreneur that feels that, you can do it. You just need to put in the legwork. You have to do it no matter what. It's not just about social media. It's about meeting people. It's not just about networking. It's about social media. You know, it's about every aspect, that formula. It's about being putting your foot into everything. It's not just about one thing. And if you can afford it, pay people to do the other things you don't want to do. But once you start to progress, you have to put in the legwork at the beginning. The first 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be tough. But you need to do it. Like, I'm sorry.
Now that you said pay someone to do it, so I went to one of my new offices, new brokerages meetings.
Okay.
And one of the head guys said, I don't remember the last time I did laundry.
Oh my God, we talked about this.
Yeah, remember? And he's like, I don't know the last time I did laundry. And at first I'm like, why is he saying that? But it didn't come from a place of ignorance or a place of like, oh, I got money and I can pay someone to do laundry. It came from a place that when you get to a certain level, you have to pay other people to do it because your time is a certain amount of money. If someone else can do it professionally, faster, quicker than you, and that money can be allocated for them to do it, it's going to save you more time.
Yeah, and you put more focus into your business.
Exactly.
Yeah, you put your more focus into your business, you make more money, and at the end of the day, it's more fruitful for you. So that's another thing I had to learn along the way too, getting other people to do things for me. I think that at the beginning I was so used to doing
I had
things.
the same problem.
You know, it's
Same
so tough because I'm like, oh, like, can I trust this person? You know, like it's so tough. But once you get there, you need to do it. You need to do it. And being a perfectionist, you got to put that on the side too, because some things are just not going to be perfect.
You got to put the pride aside and realize you can't do everything.
It's true.
So tell us about your, you have 2 Instagrams now.
Yeah.
What made you open the second one, and what is the second one? Tell everybody.
Okay, so the first one is obviously my business, VS Patricia Beauty, where I post my classes. I'll post about nails, lashes, teeth whitening, everything that we do in the studio. And I also have my mom account, which is VS Patricia Mom, I think. And now I post some reels on there. I have been lacking lately because I'm very focused on the business right now. But it's just for laughs, you know, to open up that mom in me and just to have fun with the kids, have a laugh at myself that, you know what, like, I'm home all the time. Let me just record. These are so relatable things that moms go through that we don't talk about. Like, it is so tough, okay? I'm sorry. I know you're not like, you don't have kids and stuff, but it is so tough being a mom. That you kind of, you have to laugh about it sometimes because it's like you just want to rip your hair out or cry, but at the end you just laugh about it because like they're just kids, you know?
Yeah.
And like you said, soon we're not going to have the laundry baskets. We're not going to have them crying, running to us in the middle of the night. And I'm going to miss that. So my mom account literally is just demonstrating and trying to be relatable to the girls. And hopefully we can connect in that way. I do have I do always want to be approachable. I want people to know that I'm a person too. I'm not just this like person that has a business and like is on the go, go, go. I'm on the go, but with my kids. Like, you know, like I also have them with me. So I want people to see me as a relatable mom. You know, I have tons of clients that are just like, oh my God, like that post, or oh my God, when you said that, or when I posted my baby today, a few people are like, oh my God, my son laughs just like him. You know, little things like that. It's just like, it's so captivating to know that, you know, I'm just kind of like you, you know, and we are
relatable.
Yeah, we
relatable.
we are the same. We go through the same struggles, girl. I get it. I get it. I get it.
What would you tell Vicky before, if you could go back in time before you opened VS Patricia Beauty? How long ago was that?
That's been like 5 years.
So what would you tell yourself 5 years right before you opened VS Patricia Beauty?
I would say just remain consistent. Yeah. Push as hard as you can, remain consistent. I think there's just some moments where you don't want to do the work and you feel like giving up, but you just have to push through it. Yeah, push through it. It's just a momentary thing. And then you'll have those bad weeks. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to have the good weeks, but the good will always outweigh because, like I said, it's that burning sensation. This is something that I was meant to do. This is something that I was meant to be around women that want to feel empowered, that want to make a difference, that want to make that extra cash for their family, for themselves, for whatever reason it is. It's, you can make that step. You know, it's not just because it's me. You could do it too. It's just a matter of one decision, one investment, and putting your time aside. Stop wasting time watching movies. Stop wasting time with your boyfriend. Stop wasting time, you know, doing things that don't actually fulfill you. And I think that that's what I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of things that just didn't fulfill me. Yeah. Going back to that first question, that's what I was doing. I was wasting time.
I'm happy you realize that.
Yeah.
Because it takes, sometimes
Self-reflect.
Takes a lot of maturity to self-reflect and realize that that's what you were lacking.
Yeah, you know, and it's not coming from a bad place. All it is like, I want to change. How do I do that? Well, let's self-evaluate. What do I do on a daily basis? What do I do on a weekly basis? What are my hobbies? You know, what am I doing to get to the place that I want to be at? I was doing nothing, you know? So I think that has to come from a place of like having accountability and say, you know what? I want to change. Let me do these things. It's going to start with maybe reading a couple chapters in a book. It could start with cleaning my house every day. It could start with working out in the morning, whatever it is, as long as
anything.
Yeah, anything
beneficial that would help you.
Yeah, anything that will get you closer to your dream. 100%.
There you go. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Andres, for having me.
Anytime. Where can the people find you? How can they reach you?
Yes, so you guys can obviously DM me at VS Patricia Beauty on my Instagram. I have my TikTok, my mom account, the VS Patricia Mom. You can text me. I believe I have my book, my Instagram. I have my number on there too. I have a bunch of girls that contact me there, but mostly just through DM. Yeah.
There you go. DM VS Patricia Beauty, and she'll be to help you with your nails or your mommy problems, and she'll give you some good advice.
I'm not an expert.
Not an expert, but experienced.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, for sure.
There you go. All right, we'll be up next with Juice Me, Diana, and her sister as well. So stay tuned. After this break, we'll be right back. Buenas tardes, señoras y señores, y bienvenido a Soul Properties. Today, I'll be talking about why I opened an international real estate company. Born in Canada with Colombian parents, I often visited Latin America. Over the years, as I grew up, I always saw more and more North Americans in these countries. I noticed that the interest was there and more Canadians and more Americans were moving south to the sunnier side of real estate. Recently, in the last 3 years, myself and my mother bought our first property in Panama, a beachside condo in a residential resort that we often go to every year. The goal of Soul Properties is to be the bridge for North Americans to buy in Latin America. During the process of myself and my mother buying in Panama, I wish maybe we had a little more guidance. That's why I opened Soul Properties, to be the bridge for North Americans to buy in Latin America. Whether it be connecting them with a builder or connecting them with a real estate agent in Latin America, and even being that consultant that can make that process easier of buying in Latin America. With plenty of opportunities, tourism on the rise, and more baby boomers retiring every year, Soul Properties is dedicated to find you the right property you deserve in Latin America. Soul Properties, the sunny side of real estate. And we're back. Diana, Juice Me.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm great.
How are you feeling today?
I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie.
But you were nervous the first time.
No, I wasn't. But I think because I had my son with me here, that extra support.
Okay, there you go.
But I'm shaking it off. I think once we have the shot, I should be good.
Tell everybody what kind of shots are those, because I'm sure they assumed alcohol.
So this is actually all natural ginger and lime shots, wellness shots. So I actually offer subscriptions for these as well. But yeah, we just wanted a little boost of energy, and this is your go-to.
So this is what Juice Me is. You do shots, and you do also, what's the proper term, like mixtures, or like how do you?
Basically, but what I do is I curate cold compressed juices. I am a detox specialist, so I curate custom juice cleanses, as well as I have a few subscription packages with my juices and with my wellness shots as well. And I do everything as custom basis. So if it's for your child, maybe you have a picky eater, or you have your own health concerns or goals, we discuss that over a consultation, and then we take it from there.
So why is detox juicing so important nowadays?
So I think it's extremely important because of the time that we're living in right now, especially with the pandemic. I feel like there was a lot more need to take care of your overall health, just because your gut health is so important.
Two brains, they say, right?
Literally, you have your actual brain and then you have your gut, and it's all connected. So if your gut's good, then you're thriving. So it's super important. It helps with boosting your immune system. It helps with maintaining your weight. A lot of times it helps to even cure a lot of different diseases. I mean, I don't really like to, put that pressure on myself, but with consistent juicing, it's definitely possible.
Also with like, quote me if I'm wrong, but like a lot of diseases come from inflammation.
100%, yeah.
And a lot of your juices come with turmeric or ginger.
Yes, they do. So for instance, if I have a client who is having issues with inflammation, then yes, 100%, I will include the turmeric, I'll include the ginger, we'll do the celery juice, everything that targets that, you know what I mean? So that's why it's all very personalized, and I feel like that's what sets me apart from other juice businesses. Because it's just all custom.
So you do a consultation. How long does a consultation take?
It's very, very brief. It could be over a phone call. It could be even over DM. Nothing too crazy. I don't like to take up too much of my clients' time as well, because we all have busy lives, of course. But anywhere, just a series of questions. I actually forward them something that I call a client survey form.
Okay.
That where it asks a series of questions like if they have any health concerns, what their health goals are, if they have any allergies, and if they've had experience with cleansing before. That way I know exactly what steps to take and exactly how to curate their custom cleanse or package.
What's the biggest, because I think this is very big nowadays. It's very important to take care of yourself and all the crap we have out there that 100%, we eat, right? Especially when we're on the run and we're on the go. It's hard to eat healthy, right?
It's difficult.
What would you say is the biggest testimony to Juice Me?
I think the biggest testimony for me is my own experiences. Like, I feel like I'm totally a product of my product, and it's definitely helped me thrive in not just my health, but with my business. It's helped me with just even mental clarity, getting those juices flowing, like literally the mental juices, you know what I mean? I feel very creative, especially when I'm on a cleanse. As you guys know, obviously, I'm a cleanse connoisseur. Like, I can cleanse literally like maybe every week, just because of how amazing I feel when I'm on a juice cleanse.
When you cleanse, do you fast and drink the shots?
So
or the
basically,
juices?
yes, I'm just consuming liquids, my juices that I customize for myself. Water, you're able to have like uncaffeinated, so anything that doesn't have caffeine in it. So like green tea, even that wouldn't really be a good choice. You just want to stay away from stimulants. You want to make it so that everything is just a natural source. So if you, for instance, are used to your coffee, that's why a ginger shot or a wellness shot is a great option for you, because it will give you that energy boost that you require, but with natural ingredients.
Coffee, I read recently that doesn't technically give you more energy. It tricks your brain that you aren't tired.
Yeah, it's just basically like what you would call a placebo effect, right? So it ends up obviously in the long run, or even just consuming it makes you dehydrate after. It gives you that like that wired feeling, which sometimes is just like a boost of like anxiety, really. Like it's just not good for you at all. I've actually cut out coffee right now, just right now. When I go back to the corporate world, I don't know if I can steer away from it, but yeah, so we'll try. But for the most part right now, I'm just trying to do, all natural juices. Teas are my thing right now too. Teas have been a really, really big part of this healing journey. Since I last came on the podcast, I've had a baby since then. So I'm
another mom in here with plenty of kids.
I love it. I think that's great. I feel like was that your theme? Maybe like, you know, women
Honestly, it just
empowerment?
happened. I can't remember how. I think Vicky asked me like 2 weeks ago, and you had asked me 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I already had episode
I love
1
that.
booked, and then naturally, right after
It
Women's
just
Day,
happened. It was
National
meant
Women's
to be.
Day,
Yeah.
you guys both wanted to be on.
Yeah, I love that. Happy National Women's Day to all my baby mamas and not baby mamas. All my girls, you know, sending you guys all the love. You guys already know I love to support you. So, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm rooting for you always. I'm your biggest cheerleader.
There you go. And how long ago did you open Juice Me?
So Juice Me was actually founded in 2019. So it all just happened very naturally. It was something that it just landed on my lap. I was a testament of my own product. I was just consuming juices every single day, and then colleagues at work, they started to inquire, and one thing led to the next, and yeah, basically my sister, you know, my sister Karen from Open for Business Hub, that's what she does. She's so good at that. So she encouraged me. She actually gave me that push that I needed, and she was like, let me make you your logo. Let's just go with this. And I was like, okay, fine, let's go. And it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I've become even more passionate about as time has passed. So I'm just so forever grateful for my business. It's helped me in so many ways, not just financially, but of course, even just connecting with people, and you know, it's so much
I feel like you're very passionate about it, so it suits you that you're helping other people that helped you.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're using your knowledge to
right
for a greater good.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Health is everything, guys. Like, health is wealth. We only get one. And honestly, like, a lot of times I find that, you know, society has taught us to lead a specific lifestyle. You know, people who are our age, my age, 30 years old, come to me with fatty liver issues, you know, kidney stones, and it's just something that I feel is very hard to steer away from, especially when it's being advertised every day on the TV, and you know, like you said, go lifestyle, right? But that's why it's super important to just take a break. I would say even quarterly, maybe even once a year, do a juice cleanse. That will get you right back on track. A lot of times people feel like it's too late. They don't know where to start. So that's why I always recommend just shoot me a DM, and we can get, you know, something going. Yeah. So everything is custom. So any fruit and vegetable you can think of, I can make a juice out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the most exotic or strange type of mixture you made?
Okay, so it's actually a recipe that I consume myself. A few of my girls, they've tried it as well, not by choice, but they came to me with specific goals, and so I was like, okay, we're gonna try something intense, so let's go. So basically what I do is I try to implement as many vegetables as possible, and so I'll do asparagus, I'll do zucchini, I'll use garlic, sometimes I even add onion. Some really intense stuff, you know, like basically like anti-micro, like whatever is going to help you with like infections, and, you know, just killing off all the dead stuff that you just want to
When I was
out.
when I was younger, my mom used to make me drink sounds really nasty.
She's amazing.
Onion water. Boiled
Yeah, I
onion
hear
water
that.
is actually really good for cough
So
and your
good.
respiratory system.
Yeah.
It opens up your lungs.
Onions are just a powerhouse of a vegetable. Like, you cannot go wrong with onion, and your mom, I love her for that. Yeah.
You want all those natural remedies that our South American
Trust me, our
ancestors
parents,
knew.
they were onto
or know.
something, right? Like, they
course.
they know the power of it, and like even back home, you know, they have like los jugueros, and you know, like it's honestly, like, I love it because I feel like I'm so rooted to like my heritage. It just brings me back to, like, you know, seeing like the people who would just sell like the mangoes on the street, and just like, damn, that's basically me.
There you go. Yeah, it is you.
You
Technically,
know, it's
if you really
pretty
think
dope.
about it.
I know.
How do you? I see you at a lot of events.
Yeah.
Sponsoring a lot of things, getting involved with the community, talking to people. How do you stay motivated to do so many things?
You know, I think that so I just hopped out of a pregnancy. I have 5 kids. So for me, getting away from the house, networking, that's like my time. So it's very important to me because
Instead of going to the club, you're networking.
exactly. Like, I would love to go to the club. You know what I mean? But I may as well kill 2 birds with one stone. You know, connect with people and promote my business, and at the same time, you know, have some time to myself. Just like today, you know, like for me, I also just wanted to come here because I want to share with you guys that, you know, like, doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter, you know, if you have 5 kids, if you have 1 kid. A lot of times I know, especially like moms, they go through postpartum depression. You'll get through it. It will be something that will be something of the past eventually. You just got to stick to your, you know, your goal, and whatever inspires and, you know, fuels that passion, just just go with it, you know, like honestly it will never disappoint you. It will be something that, you know, I feel like passion, if you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life. So
That's true.
that's something that I 100% live by. And you know, I'm grateful that it's aligned with holistic health as well. So if I'm curating juices for my clients, then I'm curating juices for me and my kids. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's a lot of kill two birds with one stone.
There you go. Taking
Yeah.
advantage of your time.
Exactly. Yeah, because time is precious and time
you
is
go.
money.
It's very true.
Yeah.
What special projects are you involved in?
So right now, actually, I have a few things going on. I'm going to ask my sister to hop on very shortly for one
Okay.
of them. But this year, I want to do a lot more giving back. So I do want to do more sponsorships. I'm actually starting to do my way of like giving back would be kind of like giving an experience to whoever I'm collaborating with. So actually last night, I launched the fresh pressed orange juice mimosas. So I want to kind of like go back to like the OG Diana. I was a bartender, so I come from the hospitality
okay,
industry. I don't know if you can tell, you
You'd
know,
be
customer
amazing
service.
bartender. All this energy.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. So I actually miss it. Like I would love to do like once a week bartending, maybe hopefully in the future. Just that would be another kill two birds with one stone,
Yeah.
you know, like party time and make some money.
You're giving them the shot of liquor. Be like, you should be really drinking this.
You're gonna want this for your hangover.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Let's take it actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's in
Okay.
this?
Good luck. So we have ginger and lime
Okay.
and a little bit of cayenne pepper. So you only have a 1 ounce. I have double.
That looks like more than double though.
I think it's 4 ounces to be
yeah,
honest.
it's definitely
Yeah.
more than double.
It's like quadruple. Okay, cheers. Good
Cheers.
luck.
Pretty spicy. Definitely a lot of ginger.
Tons of it.
Whew.
Cheers.
I feel like it opened
Whew.
like all my airways.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm telling you, I'm lit. I'm telling you, all you need is a ginger shot and you're good to go.
You actually feel like a rush right after you drink it.
I'm telling you, yeah. It's a huge part of my lifestyle. Like I start my day with the ginger shot, and believe it or not, my kids take it too.
I can smell
Oh,
it from
wow.
here.
You can smell it?
From
Yeah,
here, I
right?
can
You
smell
want
it.
some?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll bring you one next time, I promise.
I have those here and there.
Is there such thing as drinking too much ginger?
No, there isn't. No, you cannot drink too much ginger. You cannot drink too much of nature's supply. You know, like
Wow.
it's what the earth has given us. It's literally God's gift to us. You know what I mean? So
Amazing.
no, you could drink as much as you want, and you actually will probably like definitely shed weight. You'll be thriving. Like you will literally be like the best version of yourself.
Amazing. Okay, we're gonna bring your sister. Karen,
Awesome. Okay, welcome, Karen. Let me scoot over.
and you guys are gonna just watch the wires there, Karen. We're gonna talk about some future events you guys are involved with, things you guys are doing in the community, big things with the city of Brampton.
Oh yeah.
Fill us in, please, Karen, with
Karen has all the gems.
everything you guys are doing.
Okay, so I guess I have to turn this
Yeah, you can do
around.
that to you.
Cool. So we have a lot of plans in the works right now, primarily bringing back the Brampton Latin Fest.
There you go.
So
First one last year, right? Correct.
yeah, it was our inaugural one last year. We delegated to the Committee of Council in Brampton to have them actually acknowledge Hispanic Heritage Month because it wasn't even a part of their corporate calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So having them acknowledge that was a big, move toward having all of us recognized, right? And then once we had that in motion, then we went in and we're like, okay, but we need a party now. Like we need our celebration. So that went well. And this year we have a huge backing from the city. Yeah, so we're going back for year 2. The committee, shout out to them. Dan is part of the committee. My other sister, Claudia. There's Bianca from Finance with B. We have Alexa, Antonia. And that's it, right? Like, am I missing? Yeah, for now. And Vanessa. There's Vanessa as well, who's just recently added. And we also have a potential gala that's coming up.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so there's like a bit of fundraising mixed in with just like activations and experiences, right? Like, the culture. It's food, music, and a good time.
Of course.
And that's what we want to represent in our city.
So you guys are stepping forward for the Latinos in Brampton.
Yes.
What advice would you give someone who wants to do something in their community or in their city?
I'd say go to the constituents. They'll listen to you. If you're not knocking on doors, they're not going to just open up for you.
Yeah.
You have to make the right connections and be okay with hearing no's or having doors closed, As long as you get comfortable with that, then you keep on knocking. You keep on petitioning, and eventually you'll make the right connections and the right people will offer you a seat at the table. and you'll be heard, and you can eventually just make the right strides towards the impact that you want to make within the community.
There you go. She's so good. And she is. You should be a politician.
Oh, great.
I see where you're going with this.
No.
No, Jonah? No, I see where you're going with this.
No,
Mayor
no,
of Brampton of here. 2036.
She got my vote.
No, I'm definitely not into politics. I don't even, that's not my thing. It's more just really and truly it's trying to pass on my mom's legacy. She was all about bringing community together and made some mean ass dishes like all our moms, of course.
Of course, yeah.
So
maybe a little meaner, who knows?
La pupusas, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, V.S. Patricia, her mom makes some good panes con pollo, so I don't know.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you can compete with those, but your mom.
We should taste test that, eh? On the podcast.
Exactly. There you go. Tell us about Open for Business.
Open for Business Hub. Okay, so this was pre-pandemic. I realized that there was a need within the Brampton community for support for local small businesses. And, as an entrepreneur, you have the support of your family, your friends, but like they can only support you so much, right? Like how much can they actually buy from you before they're like, that's like tapped out my budget. And that's okay. Like there are other ways to support. However, there just wasn't that solid foundation. And so with my project management experience, I said, why not put it together, right? And so it initially started off as a pop-up market, but it is totally transformed to everything outside the scope of that. So, there's a lot of different things coming up. There's an event that I'm launching later this week that's going to be kind of like bringing back, because I took some time off. There's a little bit of burnout that I experienced last year, and you got to honor yourself. You got to give yourself rest. You got to make sure that you're putting yourself first, self-love, self-care. And it's not just a hashtag. It's a way of life, you know? And so that event, it's going to be open to everybody. And it's about setting that precedence for you to rest and then reset, realign, so that you can rise up again to whatever goals and ambitions that you have on the go.
Man, I love it. Yeah. I love it. Did you practice that?
No.
That was amazing.
Actually, at all. I didn't even know what you're going to ask me.
It's true. I told you questions.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Any other final words you guys want to tell the people watching or future people watching?
Well, we'd love your collaboration with our upcoming, what I like to call passion project with the Latin Fest. So
100%. I even told her last year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just stay tuned for that, guys. We have the Brampton Latin Fest coming later on this year, and we have details dropping hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for your time on this.
No problem. Thank you guys for coming.
For having us.
Anytime.
Yeah, so thank you, and always a good time.
Amazing. Where can people follow you guys or find you guys?
Okay, you can find me on juiceme.byd on Instagram. You can also follow my personal account, which is momager.d. Shoot me a DM. You can find my contact information on there as well, so you can just text me, call me, whatever you like. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
And I have actually multiple.
Yeah.
I have multiple accounts, but it's safe to say that you can find me on at Open for Business Hub or at Open for Business Latinos. You can connect with me there, and I'm open at any time. Jump in my DMs. Let's make that connection. If I can be of service to you, I will.
There you go. Thank you guys for being part of this.
Thank you, Andres.
Juices by D, Open for Business Hub, Brampton Latin Fest. Do we have a date yet?
We do. It's currently tentatively for September.
Okay.
But we'll drop the deets sooner.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brampton Latin Fest. Brampton Latin Fest. Stay tuned, everybody, for September.
Yes.
We'll get that information to you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And we'll be back with actually my cousin Matthew with his company
Nice.
called Be Creative Agency. We'll be back after this message.
Soul Properties is a premier international real estate company that specializes in providing clients with a wide range of investment opportunities. Soul Properties is well positioned to help clients achieve their real estate goals, whether they're looking to invest in a property for the long term, earn income from short-term rentals, or find the perfect luxury home to call their own. The company's portfolio is diverse and impressive, featuring everything from high-yield investment properties to to luxury villas and apartments in some of the Latin America's most desirable locations. Whether you're looking for a property in a bustling city center or a secluded getaway in a picturesque rural setting, Soul Properties has something to offer. At Soul Properties, we pride ourselves on our integrity, professionalism, and commitment to delivering the best possible service to clients. If you're looking for an experienced, reliable, and results-driven partner to help you achieve your real estate goals, look no further than Soul Properties.
And we're back. First family member to be on the podcast. No pressure. This is Matthew Brown Ramirez, cousin of mine.
Hold on. I've known you for many years, and I didn't know you had a cousin.
He's been hiding. He's like Dexter's Laboratory. You know, I'm gonna tell you what he's been doing.
I'm
soon.
Jonah. I'm
He's
one of
been
his
hiding
close friends.
us.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Now I've unleashed the beast.
Exactly.
Matthew Brown Ramirez, owner of Be Creative Agency. What is Be Creative Agency?
Be Creative Agency is practically a branding agency. So we're gonna right now what we want to do is scale up, rebrand, logo, colors, brand guidelines for any type of business here in Toronto, and it's a very pretty big group of designers that we have that we want to kind of try out here in the city.
So take businesses to like a next level, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
What would you say is the biggest thing or biggest misconception that brands have nowadays?
I feel like people rush it. I feel like people don't understand what we call brand capital. You got to bring some capital before, you start your business. It does impact a lot of, if let's say you're in a lead generating business or if you're trying to bring clients for a product or a service, it's always good to have that capital before you start anything.
Capital in terms of financial capital, or
we call it brand capital. So it's having guidelines, having the right color set, having the right sub brands is what we call it as well. But it's essentially a whole package that we do for the clients.
So what kind of packages would you guys include?
So it would be, if you have a name, for example, and you want to change your name, we could do a rebrand. If you don't have a name, you can go ahead with the same name that you have, and we essentially just create that brand capital extending from what you have. Say you have a website that's running, you can you can rebrand that to a new set of colors, new set of logos, new set of assets that we call, and that all will go cohesive with what you're selling. It does help a lot regarding marketing. What we want to do is do a transition in the future to 360 marketing, as we have background in development. We have background in growth marketing, which is also an area of marketing that's very, I believe, not too understood in the market today.
So you're big on basically like a brand book.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
Exactly. So
we describe to people what a brand book is.
So a brand book will essentially give you how to manage your social media, which is very big for any type of business nowadays. You got to be where the intent is. So it's Instagram. You want to have clear messaging, clear colors, clear logos. Everything has to have a cohesive look inside of the Instagram for people to understand what you're selling. So what happens nowadays is people don't really show what you're selling, what they're selling precisely, and you lose a lot of leads. You lose a lot of people. You lose a lot of what we call brand capital. Again, it's essential.
So what makes you guys different from let's say because a lot of people try to do this business, much like other things, but what makes you guys different from, let's say, other people that are trying to build brands or people that sell you these kind of things online?
Yeah, what we have is we probably worked around 20 companies, all the way from Under Armour to real estate companies in Latin America. And we have a group that's set on what the client needs for a specific area. So because of the experience that we have for that, we can kind of detail the brand book towards that specific market. And not only that, we can guide the client with the brand book for a go-to-market strategy, which is what people want to do. Let's say if they're launching a product. Not a lot of companies have this, and we want to call it the umbrella of services that we offer, because there's still development. If you have a brand book, you have a website. If you have a website, you need you need messaging, etc.
There you go. I love it. So what would you say is like, first of all, why did you start like Be Creative Agency? You studied this, obviously.
Yeah, I come from a really long background of development. I kind of segued into marketing accidentally,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe in connecting the dots. I was watching this really good speech by Steve Jobs, for example, that he talks about essentially connecting the dots throughout his life. He took an art course in high school which he thought he was useless. Essentially, that art course led him to create the fonts that you see on the MacBook.
Oh wow.
So it's the idea that everything has been kind of led to me for some sort of reason. You know, I did a lot of app development and then led to marketing, led to design, and it's what we have now, which is a pretty talented group of people
Mm-hmm.
that are very proud of.
And how do you deal with picky clients like me that don't want to change their logo?
I do have a plan for you. I didn't want to tell you,
You better
but
charge them double.
I wanted to. I was gonna present Andres with like 6 ideas before we go with the final logo, and hopefully I had a conversation with my one of my designers today.
What they say?
He's like, we can do some variations of the logo, see what we can work with. I'm like, my cousin's very picky. Let's show him 3 ideas.
Jonah's shaking his head over there.
Dude, that's an understatement. He's lucky he's my friend because I would not be doing the show.
Yeah, but I'm not too bad, or else you wouldn't be my friend, right?
I'm not your friend. I'm here because you're paying me.
Yeah.
So how can people, like when people are opening a business, what's the first step? Contact you, or what's the first step?
Yeah, if you have, even if you don't have a business yet, if you have some sort of like idea of a brand or say like beauty business or the juice business that you guys are advertising here, like even if you have like from zero to you have a full brand and you want to change it or you want to do a refresh, or you think even if you think you don't have enough followers or your social media is stuck at a certain point, if you want to run maybe sponsored posts, let us know and we can take it from there. Usually we work with most of the time is what people already have, and we just make it better.
What's your view on like Google SEO placements? How does that play a role in like people's businesses nowadays, especially in lead generation?
Yeah, it's huge on lead generation. It's starting out from a good infrastructure of your website. So people usually go, okay, I'm gonna get somewhere in Fiverr to get me a website done in 2-3 days. They don't understand that Google does pick their results, and they pick the results that they show to people, and they pick the best results. The infrastructure of your website for SEO especially has to be according to their guidelines for you to get higher ranking. It's just as simple as that. So if you have shitty metadata, which is what's inside of each picture in your website, which people don't even know what it is.
So like high resolution?
No, like for example, if you have a picture on your website that's your logo, that has some data inside of your code that tells Google this is the logo for this website.
Okay.
So you would want to highlight every single part of that website so Google knows, okay, these guys are doing it, where they're letting us know what we're showing, and they're letting people know what they're showing. Also clean look, more content, which is you're very familiar with, and that way you get ranked higher. It's like you're planting a tree. You plant a tree and you kind of have to water it. SEO takes a lot of time, but it's crucial. If you don't want to be paying for ads the rest of your life, or you want to be getting followers or Instagram, which nowadays it's, as you might know, it's not as easy as before to get following. SEO is a good option, and it's something that I look at as necessary. All of our businesses, everything we do, SEO is number one.
So how many different types of websites are there to like be made? You have like WordPress?
Yeah, so people usually go with WordPress. They have standard templates. They've been around for years. Or if you want to do a custom website, HTML5, like custom CSS, it's always easier to go back and build from that than just to be stuck with like a WordPress template where you're gonna have to spend more money kind of adjusting the code in that sense.
Okay. Also, what would you recommend for a business to start? Is there a certain type of the ones you named that is better for Google rankings, or like if you use a third party, we're not gonna say who,
Yeah.
but those ones that have like all the templates and it's like
Yeah.
easy to make and all that. If you use those kind of websites to build a website, does that affect your ranking?
Yes, it does.
And how so? Why?
There's a lot of information that they don't these providers don't tell you.
Yeah.
Let's say Wix. They give you a template that's already made. Let's say if you want to have a plugin for a chat, the plugin for a chat has to go through another third party. So everything like that works with the same code of the website. If you want to have a plugin for faster scrolling, if it's too slow, those are things Google does take into consideration. So they actually know
what you're using.
They know, the server that's on. They know the speed that it loads on. People make they make tools for this to track what your ranking is in Google.
So it's like pulling up with your car. They can see like almost like what kind of car you have.
Exactly. You pull up with the shitty car, they're not gonna.
With a busted muffler, they're gonna hear it.
Exactly. Exactly.
There you go. And where do you see like Be Creative in the next couple of years? What's your goals? What are you guys striving for? That you can tell us.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're trying to establish what we've made in Latin America. We've had a lot of projects in Latin America. Here in North America, and Toronto is a hot spot. And eventually get to 360 marketing, which again, we could take any example from any business and grow it. So growth, there's social media, there's sales, there's inbound marketing, everything that we could do for the business. Eventually get to that point where we have the resources and the group for that, where we can someone comes and says, hey, I want to sell my beauty business. Okay, sure. We'll integrate the website, do your branding, marketing, go-to-market strategy, ads, Facebook ads, a whole package. They do this a lot actually in Europe. It's not a lot of people don't do this in the area of marketing here in Toronto and in North America in general. But I feel like Europe is ahead of us in that sense. But eventually, Be Creative would be that umbrella of services, digital services for people to kind of come in and explore.
And you guys do apps as well?
Yes, we do. We do have a big team here in Toronto. We've developed some apps for Latin America, in Panama, where we were there for a year, 2019 to 2020. We did a full launch for a service-based app. Here we have two other apps. One is in education. Another one is in service as well, which is, again, sort of like my background. I've experienced the entire digital spectrum, and this is why I've concluded to start with this sort of format for branding.
And when is it good for? When do you think all companies need an app, or what's your what's kind of like a benchmark, or what would you suggest when a business needs an app, or what kind of businesses should have apps?
Yeah, I think it depends on the business. I think if your business is scalable to the point where you're gonna have a lot of people accessing your services, or you're selling a product, the business you had before this, for example, if they have enough clientele where they're like, okay, we can't keep up with the orders on Instagram or WhatsApp or however they're selling, then you start a Shopify website. So at that point you can scale up your business, but not for all businesses. Construction, you don't need an app. Like, we've had a lot of construction workers, construction companies approach us to build a website to sell tools that Home Depot already has. Or, it depends on the business. For construction companies, you'd want to have a lead generating website. For real estate, you want to have a lead generating website. It just depends on the business. But the whole app, I want to make an app type of thing, idea is dead. In my opinion,
it might be overrated unless it's in good use.
Exactly.
For the business.
Yeah.
Okay, let's end off with the top, as enthusiastic as you can be, do's and do nots of digital marketing for companies.
Digital marketing.
Let's put the camera on him, Jonah. Spotlights, ready for his TikTok. Do's and do nots.
Do's and don'ts for digital marketing in general.
So do something and not whatever.
So do's, have a good logo. Always is the first thing people see. Good logo, and make sure that logo represents your company. If it's service, or if it's a product, or if it's just information that you're selling, logo number one. Your name has to be clear. I noticed a lot of people try to rush the name part. Handles, especially handles, make them all make sense with your name, so it's self-explanatory regarding your business. I know it's hard nowadays because there's just so many names out there. It's hard to find
one that matches.
2-letter, 2-word names that are nice, but take your time with that because it does make a difference in your brand. And I'd say my last one for the dues would be to make sure that you start thinking of how to scale your business digitally in any way. So in terms of marketing and branding, make sure that you think of a way to get online, because that's where everybody's at. Like,
and what's the biggest do nots where you've seen people do and you're just like scratching your head?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely
Top
lot.
three.
But I'd say when people don't take their social media guidelines seriously. So you're hopping into an Instagram, and this is what we tell our clients too, because in the brand book we give them a social media guideline. But you go onto the Instagram, it's just there's pictures here, and there's a video there, and then there's a logo with you can tell it's like pasted on in paint, and it doesn't make sense. People notice that immediately. Don't also not include your email signature if you're running any sort of company. Very big in branding and marketing. You have to have an email signature that kind of tells the story. And for my last stone, I'd probably pick don't rush into getting a website. People always want a website or an app or anything digital. Make sure that you have a solid foundation with your branding, with your Instagram, with your social media, and then open up an extension of that, which would be the website or an app or whichever platform you wanted to code.
There you go. All right, Matthew Brown Ramirez. Where can people find you? How can they contact you? Should they contact you?
They definitely should. Yeah. What do you think?
So smarter than he looks, he knows his stuff.
He actually thinks before he talks.
Yeah, he actually. Not like his cousin.
No.
Where can they find you?
They can find us on Instagram at bcreativeagency_, and they can find us at bcreativeagency.com. There we're still working on the website, but we want to do a launch maybe later this month with full portfolio. It could be any business. Any business here in Toronto that's looking for some branding, looking to change the way they look, or looking to rebrand the way they look, we can help.
There you go. All right, Matthew, thanks for coming. Jonah, thank you for always being here. Appreciate you, as always. Looks like you want to say something. You want some final words for the people?
I don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you like doing it, though.
Nope. No, I'm kidding.
All right, guys, we'll be back. When's that? In 2 weeks, Thursday. So that would be the 23rd of March. We'll have some more guests for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ramirez podcast. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining.